Homegrown strawberries taste much better than those you can buy in the stores, and we grow a lot here in our small holding, but you don't need a lot of space to grow them. And in this video, we're going to show you how to get these tasty fruits with a small amount of space. Welcome to English Country Life. My name's Fiona, and together with my amazing husband Hugh, we run this small holding here in South Lincolnshire in the UK. But what happens if you don't have this amount of space? What happens if you live in suburbia or a small house in the city and you want to grow fruit and vegetables? Well, in a previous video we showed you how to start to grow 3 very simple vegetables with very little space, and in this video I'm going to show you how to grow tasty strawberries and increase the number of plants you've got for free, so that next year you've got even more tasty fruits to eat. So let's get started. If you've never grown strawberries before and you want a great way to start, this may be your best option. I've picked up this hanging basket ready made with strawberry plants at a local garden centre for £10. Now interestingly, the same garden centre charges £2.50 per plant, so essentially they've thrown in this hanging basket for free. And this will work brilliantly for 1 year. And I say 1 year because after a year, 4 plants in a pot this size is actually going to be quite crowded. But I'm going to show you how to separate them out, and the same techniques can be used to plant new hanging baskets and new pots to give you much more fruits in future years. Now they do need to be outside. That's the best place to get pollination. They are partially self-fertile, but you get the best pollination and the most amounts of fruit if they've got access to insects. And they actually pollinate from flower to flower, and that will give you these wonderful fruits. And outside means they've got access to sunshine, because you need that sunlight to actually ripen up the fruits to give you those gorgeous red berries. So that is the best place to put your strawberries. So I'm going to take 2 of those strawberry plants and pot them on, and the first place I'm going to put them is in this ceramic pot. And I really like this, but these are quite expensive to buy. So as an alternative, what you can do, and what we do for all of our chilli plants, is we buy these builder's buckets. They cost £1, that's what it cost us, and we've just drilled some holes in the bottom because that stops the whole bucket turning into a bog garden when we water the plants, because the strawberry plants won't like that. It just gives somewhere for the water to drain away. I'm also going to put one of the strawberry plants into this decorative hanging basket. Now that's basically because I don't really like the red hanging basket, it's a little bit naff, but I'm going to use a general purpose compost to put the strawberries into, and that's got all the nutrition that they'll ever need. But to give them a boost, to give better fruits, bigger fruits and tastier fruits, I'm going to add some pelleted chicken manure, but that's optional, you don't have to have it. And the other option that we're going to add is this water gel, because what this does is in periods when the weather is very dry, where there's no rain and it's very hot, it swells to multiple times its size when you water the pots, and that means that your plants can access water for much longer, and it's particularly useful for the hanging baskets, which dry out very quickly. So let's get some of these strawberry plants into pots, and what I need to do first is get a strawberry plant out of this hanging basket, but it's a very simple process because they've only recently been put into here, so they've not had time for all the roots to knit together, and that will be the case for a lot of these ready-made planters that you'll buy at a garden centre. And as you can see, this one has got a great root system on it. Once that's ready, I can start thinking about putting it into the pot, but I've got to prepare the pot first, and I've put some polystyrene bits into the bottom, and that's so that soil just doesn't wash straight through. It's a little bit of drainage essentially, but this polystyrene would be going to landfill otherwise, so it's a fantastic use of something which otherwise would just be thrown away. I'm going to add compost on top, and I'm going to keep filling it up to roughly about halfway up the pot, and that's so that I can easily get the strawberry plant on top. Then I'm going to surround the strawberry plant with more of my compost mix, Push it down, firm it into place, add a little bit more, and keep firming it until I've got roughly about 1/2 inch on top of where the level of soil used to be on this strawberry plant. To make sure that the plant is properly settled in, I need to water it in well, and that's going to get rid of any air pockets which happen to be left within the soil. And it's also going to give those water crystals a chance to expand so the strawberry plant can access moisture for a long time, and I don't need to water it as much. All I need to do now is place it somewhere warm and sunny, and it will be beautifully settled. The hanging basket in a lot of ways is actually simpler, and that's because I don't need to add any polystyrene for drainage, and that's because I've got a piece of AstroTurf which I'm using as a liner, and I've cut some very small holes to allow any excess water to run through, but the holes are too small to let any compost run through, so that works really well. Now, you don't have to use AstroTurf. You can buy ready-made coconut fibre pads to go in, and there's lots of other options out there. But all I need to do now is add compost to the bottom, put the strawberry plant in, add more compost around the edge, firm it in, then water it in, and it really does work well. And just like the other pot, put it in full sun if I can. I want to show you how to get brand new free plants from your existing strawberry plants, and it's by using these long stems. These are called runners, and they're just very long stems with some leaves on the end. And these will naturally form new plants, but you need to give them a bit of encouragement. And the way to do that is just to put them into the compost themselves. Now, the best thing to do is actually peg them down, because a little bit of wind, that stem might bounce off. So I've got this bit of wire which I've just bent into a U shape, but you could use the tent peg, or you could even take a paper clip, straighten it out and then bend it over. That will do the job very nicely. And all I'm going to do is push that down over the stem so those leaves stay in the soil, because what I want it to do is encourage it to grow roots from the bottom of where those leaves are. Now, in a few weeks' time, probably in about 8 weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gradually just gently move a bit of the compost away and see how many roots are formed. When I'm confident that there's enough roots that that little plant can be supported itself, I'm going to cut this stem off. So this runner I'm going to cut away, and then I can pick that new plant up, plant it elsewhere, and then I've got another strawberry plant for next year. But don't worry, your strawberry plants normally won't just form one runner, they'll form a number of runners, so you'll get multiple plants using this method every single year. So why would I even bother doing this? Well, there is that taste argument, because picking the fruit straight from the plant means I'm going to have much more flavour than those which are picked by someone else, then packaged and distributed, and then you have to wait for you to go and pick them up at the shop, by which point a lot of that flavour has been lost. So that is one argument, but there's an economic argument too. And let me show you this as an example. So this is a packet of strawberries we picked up at our local mini mart, and it's only got 11 strawberries in it, and this cost £2.70, whereas for £10 I got that hanging basket that I showed you with 4 different plants, and actually there's 4 different plants of 4 different varieties. This one is an early variety, and it's already got 8 strawberries forming on there, and there's more coming out, but this will stop producing in about 6 weeks' time. Now, you can get mid-season varieties, you can get all-season varieties, but I like this one. This is my favourite. This is Florence, and it's a late season variety. Now, theory says it shouldn't be producing fruit yet, but it is. It's probably because it was kept in a greenhouse before being planted in that hanging basket. But they're delicious. It's amazing. It's got 5 fruits on here now. It's forming more flowers, and it will continue producing all the way up to September, possibly even October. And don't forget, it's also going to produce me a new plant too this year. So next year, I'll get fruits from an extra plant. And that's the thing. I could either buy 4 of these, and that's it, no more, or I can grow them and get fruits all season this year, next season too, the following season, and economically it just makes sense. Now, if you want to go more traditional and want a different variety, you can actually get these. These are called alpine strawberries, and these were the originators before the cultivated ones, which are actually created to produce bigger fruits with more flavour. This is the original, and as you can see, the leaves are a lot smaller, and the fruits themselves are also smaller, but they're incredibly tasty. So we do have some of these dotted around the small holding, but in the beds where we're trying to produce cultivated strawberries, we only ever have these types of varieties, and they are unbelievably tasty. So there is an economic argument as well as that taste. Let's just have a quick chat about birds, because they're your biggest enemy where ripe strawberries are concerned. That red colour is really attractive, and they can come down and steal your fruit. Now, if you are seeing signs of bird damage on your fruits, we have this arrangement here that we can use as a concept. So we've got a wooden frame with polypipe over the top, and then bird netting, so insects can get in to pollinate the flowers to give us great big fruits. But birds can't get through this netting. But you don't need the wooden frame if you've got them in pots. Bit of polypipe bent over, put into the soil with bird netting over the top. That'll be enough to keep the birds off. Or if you don't have polypipe, a wire coat hanger will do the job. So straighten it out, bend it over, pop it in the soil, bird net over the top. That will do the job very, very nicely. So all of those fruits will be yours and not the birds. Well, I hope you can see how easy it is to get amazing tasty strawberries with very little effort, and the plants do all of the work for you with putting those runners in and producing more plants. It's amazingly simple, anybody can do it. Now, if you want to see more of this type of video, just pop it in the comments down below, because easy growing is something that we're very, very keen on. If you have liked this video, take a moment and give us a thumbs up down below. If you're not a subscriber to the channel already, hit subscribe and the bell icon, and you'll get to know every time a brand new video is published, and that's a completely free service. If you've got any questions for us, pop those in the comments as well, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. But for now, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.